Hey guys, welcome back to the Bearded Gaming Network, and welcome to episode 2 of the Bearded Banter podcast, a gaming podcast where we're going to be talking about Batman, the Dark Knight himself. I am your host, Shane, aka the Bearded One. With me, as always, is my co-host, Random Richard of Riley's Ranting Reviews.
How's it going, guys?
Going pretty good. And with us is our special guest for this episode, Mr. Steve Cass, aka That One Brony 258. Steve, how's it going?
I am doing fine, Shane.
Ah, fantastic. Alright, so guys, what's going on?
Nothing. School today was okay.
Yeah, school just started up this week, so...
School is indeed fun.
Indeed.
Ugh.
Alrighty. So, let's get Bearded Banter started off. Today's topic is Batman. Batman's
yeah.
video game iterations. Today, we're specifically going to be talking about the Arkham series of games. So, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, released over the last 3 years. Before we start off, just to clarify, you guys have played these games, right?
Yes.
You have, yes.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure, so we don't have a podcast where no one knows what the fuck we're talking about. Because that has happened before.
Oh god, that's just so awkward.
Yeah. Alrighty. So basically, if you're not aware with the podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss these games, basically what they're about, what we like about them, our opinions, and then each of us is going to give one memorable moment from these games that has happened to us. So let's begin with Batman Arkham Asylum. Okay, so Batman Arkham Asylum was released in 2009 by Rocksteady Studios, kind of a unknown developer at the time. And basically what this game was about is that Batman has captured Joker once again, because that never happened before. And basically he takes him back to Arkham Asylum where he belongs, but once Joker gets there, he breaks free and basically takes over the asylum. And, disclaimer, if you haven't played the game, just shut this off right now, because we're going to be spoilers up the ass, pretty much.
It already counts as a view, so it's good for us.
Yeah, true. Thank you for watching this video. Now get the fuck out. So if you haven't played these games at all, please just leave if you're a anti-spoiler person. So basically what happens in this game after Joker takes over the asylum, basically his main motive is that he wants to infect Gotham with a super drug called Titan, which is actually a more advanced version of the drug that Bane uses. And if you know Batman lore, Bane's pretty beast.
Intense.
Drug. So, Joker manufactures his drug in the asylum as he's taking it over, and basically he wants to infect the entire city with it and basically create a army of super mutants. And so, as Batman, you have to go throughout the asylum, basically find out what exactly Joker's planning next, and basically take him down. And that's pretty much it in terms of plot. There are a few twists and turns here with some memorable Batman characters. In terms of villains, you've got Poison Ivy, you have Scarecrow, which Scarecrow delivers some of the best moments in this game, definitely. But yeah, that's basically it in terms of plot. So now we're going to discuss our opinions on this game. So who wants to go first? Riley, you up?
Steve, you want to go first?
You can go first if you want, Riley.
Alright, hold on. Sorry. Well, even though it has been a little while since I've played the game, we unfortunately got rid of it because my brother's a douche.
Oh, that sucks.
He's an idiot, but we're not going to go there. It was definitely a game I did enjoy playing. Like, oh my god, I'm blanking out. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Pretty much there's not much more I can say other than it's a game I really enjoyed. The gameplay was addicting and fun and enjoyable. Voice acting was hilarious, especially the Joker. He had like some of the best lines. And probably one of the best things I liked about the two games in general is that they get A, familiar voice actors, and B, voice actors that are related to earlier Batman, the old series from the 90s. Yes, like they get Mark Hamill to do the Joker.
Yes. Basically, they had a bunch of old voice actors come back from the animated series back in the 90s, which I thought that was a nice touch, because it's more in turn with the classic Batman too. So if you're gonna go in that direction, why not have the old actors come back? It made perfect sense.
I forget though. What's the name of the actor who played Batman?
Kevin Conroy, I think.
Yeah, that's who he is. Okay.
Yeah, he voiced Batman all throughout the 90s. He was one of the best ones.
Oh yeah,
Like
without a doubt.
Christian Bale.
Ooh, I actually, when I was playing the game, I'm thinking, what if Christian Bale voiced him? That'd be kind of cool. But I understand what they're doing. They want to go back to like the Batman most people from our generation would remember, or a little bit older than us.
I can just imagine if they signed Christian Bale to voice Batman in this game, where it's like he saves in the medical facility, he saves a nurse, and they're like, "Thanks, Batman." And he's like, "What is the Joker planning next?"
Oh, that would be awesome. That would actually be kind of awesome.
That would be pretty awesome, but it's great that they did get Kevin to come back. It gives it that classic feel.
This game really had a whole classic kind of vibe to it.
Definitely.
That's definitely what I really enjoyed.
Okay, so anything else you like about the game, Riley?
I'm gonna let Steve carry on. Basically, I did enjoy the game, but I definitely played it a bit more than I played the new one, Arkham City.
True.
Unfortunately.
A whole lot of that. I actually played through most of that for you.
Yeah, pretty much when I wasn't sleeping. But okay.
Sleeping out.
Yeah. All right, Steve, you want to carry this away?
Sure.
All right, Steve, give us your honest opinion on Arkham Asylum.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't play much of Arkham Asylum actually.
Okay.
I actually rented it for a while borrowed it from my cousin who had it.
Who rents stuff anymore?
No one.
Well,
Really.
I was gonna say you can't rent stuff anymore.
It's a dying thing. It'll eventually go digital.
Didn't it already go all digital?
Pretty
I
much.
don't think so. There are still a few rental shops that exist.
Every time I look for a rental shop, they're all like closed down.
We're getting up.
Thank you, Netflix.
And Netflix took over.
Anyway, Steve, back to Arkham Asylum.
So I did. I did beat the game. It was actually like Riley said, it's pretty. What's the word I'm looking? I'm not looking for nostalgic, but I think
Unique.
nostalgic. Unique, thanks. Gameplay was alright. Voice actors, alright. I liked how the Joker and everything, all the classic supervillains were there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, or a couple things, just I don't even know what I'm trying to say. One thing, I don't know, it's been a while since I played, I can't remember when Joker was going to infect Titan into the city and make like a whole army. How exactly would he control them?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know what his mindset was. That he thinks he can control these things.
Yeah, I was wondering that, because he said, like, I'm going to build an army or whatever. I'm like, how?
How? It's like they're
all going to turn into giant freaks and stuff, but that's not really controlling them.
Yeah, really. And here's another question. What is the population of Gotham?
A lot.
Because it's got to be a pretty big city. So
It's supposed to be based off of New York.
I'm surprised after Gotham's been through.
Well, there you go. So if it's based off New York, then I'd say it's well over 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Millions, probably.
There's a whole bunch of people.
So how does Joker plan to control 1 million Banes?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, there probably will be some anarchy going on.
That's actually a good question to consider.
Then, let's get into the more realistic part of this. The Joker's nuts.
The Joker is a psychopath.
The Joker, yes.
He's kind of like he shoots for the stars too much and doesn't know what he's doing. Shane, you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Inside joke.
Inside joke, yeah.
It's a good thing I get it.
We're not going to reveal our secrets.
Alright, whatever.
But yeah, that is something to consider. Keep going, Steve.
Another thing, I did hate how they kind of just left little Riddler trophies everywhere, but I did not like how they did not include the Riddler as like a boss or anything.
Yeah, if you're gonna imply references to him, at least put him in, like even as a cameo.
True, he should have some sort of physical appearance in the game at least once.
They should have had Jim Carrey voice him. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
As much as I hated Batman Forever,
Edward Nigma.
Oh god, Batman Forever was awful.
Yeah, let's not get into that whole controversy.
Yeah, let's not.
There's still Batman and Robin. That's a fun movie.
Oh god, that movie was even worse. Are you kidding me?
Best Batman movie.
Oh.
Dark Knight Rises got nothing on Batman and Robin.
Jesus.
Wow. You're kidding, right?
I wish.
Alrighty. So, anything else, Steve?
But yeah, I guess it was a pretty solid game. I did enjoy. I didn't even realize this until maybe a month after beating and playing the game that there are multiple endings to the game.
Really?
Yes, apparently if you do certain things, it's like very subtle or small. When like it cuts to black, there's like a arm that comes out of the river. It could be either like Scarecrow's hand or
I think I remember that.
Killer Croc's hand. Yeah,
it could be Croc or it could be Bane because Bane took the hood of the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that now that you mention it.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on in the background, Riley?
I don't know, Riley. What are you doing?
Nothing. Why?
Fidgeting.
You're making a bunch of noise.
You can seriously pick that up? Oh, well, yeah. I'll stop that. Sorry.
You're using a webcam mic. You could pick up anything with those things.
No shit.
I know.
Anyway, so your opinion, Steve, is solid game, but not the best, right?
I say solid game, but I could, in my opinion, be just a tad better.
Okay, so it has room to improve.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we're getting on to my opinion. I actually didn't play this game until I think it was a couple months ago. We got it on demand because that's how the world's going these days.
On demand.
Yep. So got on games on demand, played the shit out of it. It was a great game. It was a great experience too. Because like someone who didn't grow up with Batman or never read the original series, it's like this is a good place to start. Because it has those subtle references. I was like, oh, what? You know, you could go back and look up these things if you see the reference and you're like, I wonder what that's from. And then you look it up and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then it can send you back to the beginning of the comic series and get more involved, get more info on it, and become a bigger fan. And I really like that. And also, I really enjoyed the free flow combat system. That was great, honestly. What do you guys think about the combat system?
Oh, it was definitely pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the way Batman should move.
Mm-hmm.
But I did find it kind of ridiculous how he would home in on an enemy halfway across the room and then drop kick him.
It's a video game.
We've already talked about video game logic here.
Yes, we have. But yeah, I really like the free flow combat system. It definitely felt like you were Batman fighting off goons. Which, that's another thing that adds to atmosphere. You have to feel like Batman in order to enjoy this game, and it really does a good job with that. But another thing I like is the graphics were amazing. The graphics were definitely...
Yeah, it was actually a very visually stunning game.
Yeah, it definitely looked like old school Batman, darker, grittier.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's very dark and, I guess, ominous.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely caters more to the classic Batman, how everything was dark and menacing. So it definitely worked with the feel of this game. And I think an underrated thing about this game is the music. There are definitely a few tunes in here that was like, wow. It's like some orchestral bits in there that I was like, wow, that is actually really well composed. Do you guys agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, the music is actually pretty good, but like you said, it is kind of underrated.
Yeah, it is. No one really gives it its credit.
Everything's underrated.
True. But it's like, yeah, so I really enjoyed the game back when I played it. I was actually playing through it again a couple weeks ago on hard mode, because it does have a lot of replayability. Because you can go back and find all the little Easter eggs, explore the island, find all the Riddler stuff. So it does have a lot of replayability, which I like. It's definitely a welcome thing in games, because games nowadays are just straightforward. You take 6 hours to play this game and then you're done.
That's it. Or online.
Online. That's like game developers' sin, is to add multiplayer to lengthen their game. Like
It's their wet dream.
yeah, it's like you play a game that's like 4 or 5 hours, a single player campaign, and you're like, wow, that was really short, but then it has a tacked on multiplayer mode to make it longer. It's like, come on, guys, let's pull something original out of eyes.
At least games like Uncharted have like at good 13 hour storylines.
True, that's always welcome.
Oh yeah, trust me, especially in this.
Especially with a game like Uncharted, where it's
God, I love those games.
You play it for the experience, and the longer that experience is, the more enjoyment you get out of it. And
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I felt with these Batman games. It's like they're pretty lengthy too.
Yeah, they are. They were pretty long.
I think I clocked in at around 15 hours for Arkham City the first time I played it.
Easily.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty lengthy game. But anyway, I'm kind of dragging on a bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed Arkham City. It's definitely one of the best superhero games I've ever played. Especially compared to all the crap superhero games they make. But a really enjoyable game and a great experience if you haven't played it yet. You should definitely go play it for the experience. You'll definitely enjoy it. But, so yeah, now that we have our opinions on that, we're going to move on to our memorable experiences in the game. So, Riley, you want to start us off? Anything memorable about Arkham Asylum?
Asylum or City?
Asylum.
Asylum. Actually, yeah. Oh my god. It was one of my favorite moment is actually a quote.
Okay.
Believe it or not. It was how did it go? It was something like it was the Joker, he said it.
Yeah,
he said, I can't do the Joker accent, so I'm just gonna say it in my normal voice.
Okay.
Come on, boys, whoever catches the bat will have a night out with Harley.
Oh.
You guys may not find that quote funny, but I found that funny as hell.
I get it. It's because Harley's kind of a whore.
Kind of.
Okay. I don't get what Harley ever found in the Joker anyway. Because
she's nuts to begin with.
True, they're both nuts, and they're basically perfect for each other, but I never
Pretty much.
like, the romantic subplot there.
Oh, it's barely even there. Joker just kind of like keeps her as like on a leash or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like I can't do the Joker voice either, so I'm not even.
Nobody can.
Nobody can but Mark Hamill.
And Heath Ledger. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But anyway, Steve, any memorable moments from Arkham?
What about Jack Nicholson? He was Joker.
Jack Nicholson.
That was good. I'm sorry, but he played a good Joker.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, there have been a lot of Jokers. But definitely the most memorable are Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill.
Ooh, I think Heath Ledger just tops everybody. On the movie perspective, I understand game that's kind of different, but...
Anyway. So, sorry, this, live podcast. You don't really know what's going to happen. But
This is live?
no.
That's just
Anyway, Steve, any memorable moments
go to script writing.
Asylum you'd like to share with us?
Somewhat like Riley, it may not seem funny to other people, but I was laughing when it happened. I was just like going through the city, and one of the guys on like my bat sonar radar thing, I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
I was just stalking him, and then I threw a batarang, and as soon as I threw the batarang, it was about to hit him. He's like, "Oh, I sure hope the Batman doesn't show up." And as soon as he finished the sentence, he got knocked out.
Oh my!
Oh my god.
That is the definition of perfect timing.
Oh god.
I have never seen that before.
Oh.
It's like you can't get better timing than that.
No, you cannot.
That's ridiculous. Wow. You should have caught that on camera. That would have been great.
That would have been hilarious.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough money to buy DVDs and record every second of gameplay footage.
Yeah. But that'd be so great. I can just imagine Steve stalking someone and he throws the batarang, and then the thug is like, "Boy, I sure hope the Batman doesn't get me, see?" That'd be great. I actually have a little story I want to tell about my experience in Arkham City. So I was in the medical center, right? And I was, because you have that one mission where you have to find all the nurses and the doctors.
Yeah.
So I was in the medical center and I was doing a stealth room. and I had my detective vision on, and I dropped onto a catwalk, and I was stalking this one guy that I was going to take out with a silent takedown, but he turned around just as I was about to initiate it, and I'm like, oh shit. So, you know how Batman does that dive roll?
Yep.
So I dived right off the edge down to the bottom floor, and just as I was doing that, 3 other guards heard the dude scream, "Yo, it's the Batman!" And they were making their way towards us. So as I dived off the catwalk onto the floor below, they were just passing under us. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so they caught me just as I landed, and they shot me down. It was great.
Oh.
Oh.
You could just imagine how much I was laughing my ass off when that happened. It was great.
Oh man, that's funny.
That is.
Ooh.
This reminds me, actually, from a different game. Me and my brother were playing Oblivion,
Oblivion.
and we were at the store, and we're like, finally a human character, and it's a woman who looks like a cat.
A Khajiit?
Yep. And me and him just could not stop laughing. We're like, oh, finally a human character. What the fuck? Oh my god, that was so funny.
Was she wearing a hood or what?
Pardon?
Was she wearing a hood? Is that why you...
I think so. That's why we thought she was but they're like, wait a minute, something's not right.
That's...
Wait a minute.
I was like, oh, finally a human character. Meow.
Oh, that was so funny.
Uh,
Anyway, back to Batman.
Alrighty, back to Batman. So that's Arkham Asylum. Now let's move on to... Let's discuss Arkham City, which just came out last year. It actually has been almost a year.
Pretty much.
Yeah, a year next month, actually.
Oh, man.
So, Arkham City. Let's discuss the plot. So, Arkham City takes place about 6 months to a year after the events of Arkham Asylum, and what happened at the end of that. Basically, what happened was Arkham Asylum just got taken over. Like, the prisoners rioted, and they couldn't control them in the asylum. So what they had to do was they had to take a part of Gotham, cut it off from the rest of the city, and then transport all of the prisoners to that part of the city, and it basically became a giant super prison.
It's like the movie Escape to New York, or something like that.
It kind of is, now that you mention it. So basically what happened was they moved all these prisoners to the new Arkham City, which is what they call the super prison.
Arkham City.
Basically, Hugo Strange is put in charge of the prison, and he has this, I guess you could call it a protocol. He has Protocol 10 that he wants to initiate, which it really isn't explained very well until the end of the game. Basically, what it is, it's massive genocide. Basically, what he wants to do is, once all the prisoners and supervillains are stationed in Arkham City, he basically wants to nuke the place and kill them all.
Which, depending on how you look at it, is a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
It can be good in terms of, like, taking out all the prisoners and, like...
But, you're still killing people.
Yeah, you are still killing human beings.
That makes you no worse than what the people are in for.
True. But at the same time, you're also bringing peace to Gotham, which is basically an utter hellhole.
Oh, it's worse than frickin' Detroit.
That's stretching it a little.
That's debatable.
But anyway, so basically, Bruce Wayne... I don't want to say Batman because it is Bruce Wayne who gets himself thrown in there. But basically, Bruce Wayne gets himself arrested and thrown into Arkham City so he can become the Batman. And basically find out what Hugo Strange is up to. Because in the comics, Hugo Strange is the only person who knows who Batman really is.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the old comic series, Hugo Strange was one of the only villains who knew Batman's true identity as Bruce Wayne.
Nice.
Didn't Bane find out too?
I think so.
I think so at one point. Yeah, so that's basically the plot. Basically, Batman has to stop Hugo Strange before Protocol 10 becomes, active.
Yeah.
It's hard to find the words on the air, you know.
Yeah. It's like the so-called Let's Play curse, where it doesn't matter how good you are at a game, when you record it, you put on YouTube, you suck at it.
I definitely have that with all my recordings.
Oh God, tell me about it.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's all true. All the rumors are true.
All the rumors are true.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so that's the plot of Arkham City. What do you guys think about Arkham City? Riley, you want to give us your thoughts?
Well, Arkham City, I played slightly more than. Sorry, hold on. Oh god, I'm sorry. Sorry, but I thought I was gonna sneeze. Well, I definitely played it a lot more than, slightly a bit more than the previous game. I have to say though, definitely they improved on the things that kind of ticked me off a little bit about the about Batman Arkham.
Definitely. They definitely
Yeah.
improved the issues.
Holy crap! I really can't find my words on the air.
Yeah,
Worse.
it's hard on the air to get your thoughts together properly.
Now I wonder why I see people in interviews on TV like I'm the same way.
Yeah,
But
it's so funny. We make fun of people in interviews on live national television who just stumble all over the words and like, ha ha, that guy can't speak English. But then we do the same thing when we're recording.
we're just like, oh shit. But they definitely improved on some games. It had a really unique plot.
It did.
Definitely something I enjoyed. And I might as well just get into my favorite moment right now.
Mhm.
Definitely. I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't played the game because I know some people haven't. The ending. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
My God.
The ending was so bittersweet.
Bittersweet. That's a perfect word for it.
Yeah.
It's like when you leave a movie theater and you're just like, wow. But at the same time, you're kind of like,
True. I don't want to say I didn't see it coming, but at the same time, I kind of did. You know,
yeah, I know what that's like.
it's like I did see it coming, but I didn't want it to happen. You know, it's one of those things where you know it's gonna happen, but you don't want it to, and you're like, please let there be a twist.
Oh God, yes, I know what that's like. Anyway, so I'm pretty much done here. Somebody else can take over.
All right, Steve, give us your opinions on Arkham City.
I actually did not play Arkham City that much. I played more of Arkham Asylum.
Huh, okay. Did you beat Arkham City?
I did beat Arkham City, and the ending is delicious.
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 I bring up British Sweeney's like, that's delicious.
Like Riley said, most of the I guess problems and stuff in Arkham Asylum were fixed for the most part in Arkham City.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy Arkham City a bit more than Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. Holy crap! Awkward pause.
I was gonna say awkward pause. I'm just trying to think of anything else.
He's trying to get his thoughts together.
Which is hard to do on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with like a live podcast. You can't script this crap.
No.
No, you can't, because then it just sucks.
Well, I can script it, but
there's no fun in that.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's not banter.
True. It wouldn't be Bearded Banter if it was scripted. It would be scripted banter. With editing.
Be bearded.
Just
bearded script.
Just put in brackets. With editing.
With edited. There's a script, Obi.
It's like, yo, here's the script. Read it perfectly.
Okay, I think we're getting off topic here.
Alrighty. So, Steve, anything else?
No. Like I said, I didn't play that much of it, but what I did play, I did enjoy.
Okay. Any memorable moments?
Other than the ending, it was pretty substandard for me.
Really?
There's no like big, either like impacts other than the ending, and not really that many funny moments that I could remember off the top of my head.
Okay. I guess I'll go into my opinion. I loved this game. Anyone who follows my old channel, Simpsons 289, and watched my top 10 games of 2011, it was number one.
Nice.
That was definitely my game of the year. Like I said at the beginning of that series, I would have rated Skyrim number one, but I didn't play it in 2011.
You played it in 2012.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was my game of the year. I enjoyed it so much. I actually played the entire second half of the game in one sitting.
Really?
I was that glued to it. It just kept my interest that much that I just wanted to keep playing to see what would happen next. It's one of those games.
That's like me with Red Dead. I was pretty much doing the whole West Elizabeth chapter glued to my chair.
Yeah,
wow.
Pretty much. It's like
you guys are nerds.
No, we are.
Yeah, says the Baroni.
I was gonna say I can't talk. I could literally sit on my Xbox for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I remember back when I used to play Smash Bros. Brawl for 11 hours straight.
Oh God, you told me about that story.
Yeah, I did tell you about that.
Not much happening in Super Smash Bros. Anymore. No one plays it.
Unfortunately,
Because the online's crap, that's why.
They should have.
the online sucks.
They should
If they had better online, I'd probably still be playing it today.
Yeah.
Smash Bros. To that Batman.
Also, they should have an online tournament like Street Fighter 4 did.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. We'll save Smash Bros. For
That would be cool. We'd have a tourney. I'll hold you to. Well, I'm not the director, so you can do whatever the hell you
Okay, we're kind of getting off topic again.
want.
Well, that's the thing when you get a bunch of guys together and you talk about the Vigima games.
That is what happens.
This seems like the kind of video you just play as background noise while you're playing Minecraft or something.
That's exactly what I expect it to be.
You don't expect anybody to actually pay attention to this and analyze this, right?
No, especially since there's only going to be one image on the screen the whole video.
Lazy editing.
Yeah,
You should slip like a split-second image of like a pony or something, and
I thought for sure you were going to say penis.
I would say pony.
Knowing you, I thought for sure you were going to say penis.
I'm not gay.
At least with my Let's Talk, you get at least a couple images.
Yeah.
Well, only when things pop. Anyway.
I blame Avery for that.
Yeah. We'll blame
Alright.
Avery later after we're done talking about Batman. But Batman Arkham City... yeah, I
Alright, talk about it.
I really enjoyed it. It was a great experience for me, more so than the first one. They definitely improved everything that was great about the first one and made it better. It was definitely one of those games where I was so caught up in the adventure and the story and what was happening on screen that I just didn't want to stop playing.
Nice.
I also like the fact that they had side missions. That was a very nice addition.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially they definitely added some interest in the side missions, which not a lot of games do. Like they just throw one example. I'd hate to rip on this game, but Brutal Legend. Anyone who knows me knows that I love Brutal Legend, but seriously, they put no effort into the side missions in that game at all.
They typically don't with games.
Nah.
No, and that's the thing that surprised me about Brutal Legend. It's such a creative and unique game. It's that they just don't give a shit about the side missions. It's basically 3 or 4 things about 30 times.
Huh. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But Brutal Legend, we'll definitely do a Bearded Banter on that because I love this game. But back to Batman, that's why I made that reference to Brutal Legend, is because while Brutal Legend side missions have no variety and effort put in, Rocksteady really put a lot of effort into these side missions in Arkham City. Granted, there's not a whole lot of them. There's only 12. But they're definitely worth going through. Like, my favorite side mission, even though it's only 5 minutes, is the Mad Hatter one. That side mission blew my fucking mind. It's like... before I played that, I had no idea that Mad Hatter was actually a Batman villain.
He always has been.
Yeah, he's been a Matt Hatter's been a Batman villain for a while.
Like pretty much since the start.
I never really knew that until I played that. And then he put the bunny mask on Batman, and that was fucking great. But I'm trying to think of one. Another great side mission that I enjoyed was the Doppelganger mission with the serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play that one?
I've heard of it. I didn't actually play that. I know you have, so you talk.
Yeah. So basically what it is Batman finds a bunch of murder victims. So he basically finds a bunch of dead bodies in back alleys, and they all have different parts of their body taken from them.
Ugh.
Like a skin or like a finger or some shit. But he finds all these murder victims, and they all trace back to this one guy. This is going to blow your fucking mind. Okay, so they suspect that the suspect himself is actually Bruce Wayne.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Police actually think that Bruce Wayne committed these murders.
No.
Isn't true at all. But
I was gonna say it's not true.
no, so basically Batman finds all these murdered people with different parts of their bodies gone, and they think that he killed them.
Aww.
So basically he has to find out who who's the doppelganger, who's impersonating him, and stop him before he can kill more people. Do you care if I spoil this for you?
Mm.
I don't really care.
particularly. No.
Okay. Well, basically near the end of this mission, he finds out that the guy was making a mask out of all these body parts.
Ugh. Just like Leatherface.
Kind of, actually. So this guy was going around killing people and taking bits of their skin and making a mask out of it, and it was a Bruce Wayne mask.
Oh.
So basically, the killer stole Bruce Wayne's face.
Wow.
I could make a Cupcakes reference, but I'll think I'll pass.
Yeah, not appropriate for that kind of thing. But yeah. So basically, this guy makes a Bruce Wayne mask, and his whole motive for making it is that he wants to become rich and famous, like Bruce Wayne is.
He is the 1%.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a really great side mission. All the side missions were great. Have you heard about the Riddler? The end of the Riddler side mission?
Nope. Steve, have you?
No. The only thing I remember about the Riddler is he's trophies all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, let me explain. So,
Alright,
we complained about Arkham Asylum that while the Riddler was involved in the game, he didn't have a physical appearance. It was just trophies and sound.
Yeah.
So what they did in Arkham City was they still have all the Riddler trophies around the city, but after you collect a certain amount, you actually find a hidden Riddler room.
Huh.
In these rooms are hostages that the Riddler has kidnapped.
Jeez.
And they're basically puzzle-centric platforming rooms where you basically have to think about how you save the hostage. And I think a new one unlocks with every 80 trophies. Around that. And there's over 400 in the game, but once you collect all full... I was going to say all 400, but there's more than that. But once you collect all the Riddler trophies and you save all the hostages, you actually get to fight the Riddler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we complained that Riddler wasn't very involved with the first game, and now you can actually fight him. However,
nice.
Take like 20 hours to collect all those damn trophies.
I was going to say, you say there's over 400. Those take forever.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. So my overall thoughts on Arkham City, I loved the damn game. My #1 game of 2011. Played the shit out of it. I still enjoy playing it to this day. I'm going back through New Game Plus. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'm trying to think of a memorable moment I had.
My personal favorite game of 2011 was LA Noire. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, you're lying, you sack of shit.
But you just said it.
No. I think Arkham City had to be when I was doing the Ra's al Ghul chapter, when he sends you to that dream world.
Oh, jeez.
I played through that part for you, Riley, so while you were asleep. So I don't think you exactly remember that.
No.
Talking about Steven.
What?
You know what I'm talking about with the Ra's al Ghul mission, right?
Hello.
Rachel. Hello.
What the hell's that in the background?
What?
That weird old 70s phone ringing sound.
Technical difficulties!
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
At least
we're
this isn't like...
back.
Oh, but Steven.
Welcome back to the Bearded Gaming Network. I'm your host, that one Brony258.
No, you're not. Shut up.
With me today.
Let's get back to doing what we're doing.
Steve, you played through Arkham City. Remember that one mission with Ra's al Ghul where you had to go to that dream world and like follow him?
I think I do. I'm trying to remember.
Okay, so basically what it is Batman's dying. Spoilers. Batman's dying. And
No.
He has to do the I can't remember what it's called, but it's this test that Ra's al Ghul has to find a successor. And basically, he has to be willing to kill someone, which we all know Batman doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
But before he can receive an antidote, which is basically Ra's al Ghul's blood, because Ra's al Ghul is immortal, he has to do a test. And Ra's al Ghul takes into another dimension to perform the test. And it's basically a portion of the game where you just have to fly through this chasm and get to place. And
nice.
you can't touch anything.
Oh.
Seriously, you cannot touch anything in this world other than the platforms, or you will die.
It's like, what is it? Silver Surfer. Except you can touch something.
True. But, so you're flying through this place, and I remember the first time I played it, because you know how you have to dive bomb and then ascend again to keep your flight time?
Yeah.
So I was dive bombing, and I was, being Batman, and I was flying all over the place. All of a sudden, I didn't let go of the button, but he just stopped gliding. It was like a glitch or something, and he just dropped. And I thought that was hilarious. Another awkward silence. Wow, this is a great podcast.
Well, I got nothing to say. I don't know why Riley ain't talking anymore.
Oh, I think you dropped the call. Okay, I guess that's a good place to end the podcast then.
I guess
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Marvel over DC, lol. Steve.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I don't.
Hey, for the record, here's my neutrality. I thought that both the Dark Knight and the Avengers kicked ass.
They both did. That was the thing. They kind of equaled each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we think about Batman.
Batman.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Bearded podcast.
This podcast was a mess.
It kind of was a mess. That's the fun of doing these things.
Oh yeah.
You really never know what's gonna happen. So,
Will the next podcast be as successful as the last one? Will Shane host? Will Riley be co-host? Same bad time, same bad channel.
Go to hell.
But I have one more question for you guys before we go.
What's up?
Shoot.
Okay, so we've discussed the Arkham games. It's a solid series. They're great games, very enjoyable. What are your overall thoughts on the Batman games in general?
Ooh, the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum games.
Sure, let's go with that. I'd say like all Batman games in general, but
Ooh, Batman has definitely been treated better than Superman when it comes to video games. That's for sure.
true.
And I did not take that from AVGN, but
Totally not.
Oh, no.
but I've actually played the Batman based off the Tim Burton movie on the NES. That's a good game. That's a good game.
That is a good game. I really enjoyed that one.
But Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, both amazing games.
They are.
That's all I need to say without, repeating myself.
Redundant. So, Steve, your overall thoughts on the Batman games?
I do enjoy the Batman games. I guess somewhat of a guilty pleasure that I have is on my old...
Being a brony.
That's not a guilty pleasure. That's something you're proud to be.
It's a lifestyle.
That's a lifestyle choice. But like I said, kind of a guilty pleasure is on my old Sega Genesis. I have Batman Returns.
Oh. Interesting.
The controls are awful, and it is an extremely hard game. And yet I always find myself playing it over and over again.
Seriously?
Yes.
It's one of those games where it's so bad, but you find yourself coming back to it often.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. So you guys think this is a good place to end this off at?
Hold up. I have to give my opinions.
I was gonna
Whoa.
say,
The bet.
forgot about the host there, bud.
Yeah, it's like, you're not the host, you're just the co-host. Unless I die. Then you will be promoted to full-time host.
Yeah.
Don't count on it anytime soon.
Hey, where do you live again?
Shut up.
What's your address and postal code?
Just stop. My opinion on the Batman games.
No one cares about your opinion.
Okay. Okay, so my opinion on the Batman games, the Arkham games are amazing. They're a great series of games. The only really other Batman game I've ever played is the original NES one, which is a great game also. If you can emulate that, play that shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because it's a great platformer, and it'll give you a fair challenge.
Oh, fair, all right.
Yeah, that might be a little
Understatement.
true. But, yeah, the Batman games have been pretty solid, other than a few train wrecks. But, overall, I think that the Batman games have been pretty solid.
Except for Batman Forever.
True.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
But I think Batman games in general have been pretty solid up until Arkham Asylum, and they just went to a whole nother level.
Oh yeah, they
I can't wait
they
to
redeemed themselves.
I can't wait to see what Rocksteady is going to do next.
Oh.
That'll be interesting.
But
Uh,
that's about it,
this-
ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna end it here before we run on too long. So,
I think we have.
this episode of the Bearded Banter Gaming Podcast, I am the Bearded One, along with my co-host, Random Richard,
How's it going?
and our guest, that one Brony258.
Say something.
I'm remembering all the doctors from Batman and Robin. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god.
Freeze well.
Oh Jesus God, that movie was awful. Don't even mention that here.
Cool body.
Okay.
Uh,
Either Batman or Brutal Legend, because I brought it up. So that concludes this episode of Bearded Banter. I am the Bearded One. Keep on gaming. We'll see you for the next podcast.